Okay, who even knew this movie was coming out?
I know what you came here to do. Now bust it open, let me see you get loose. It's going down for real. It's going down for real. It's going down for real.
Barely Lethal. Directed by Kyle Newman, Barely Lethal is about when little girls are trained on the survival ground type place to become assassins. One day on a mission, Haley Steinfeld fakes her own death to live the life of a regular teenager rather than continuing her assassin training. And that's pretty much it. Now going into this movie, I didn't really have expectations. I just knew it was a movie and I could review it, so I was like, okay then. And yeah, and how was it? Well, let's find out. While there's no Kingsman, Barely Lethal is a film that I found to be very enjoyable. First of all, the acting is surprisingly not terrible. Haley Steinfeld gives a good performance as always, and I wasn't worried about her performance. I mean, she does a fantastic job playing this, like, rogue agent, I guess you would call her, and I just really enjoyed her performance. I felt a connection to her character, and I know I said that in my last review, but there's just been a lot of connecting characters recently, and I just felt like I really, like, knew her character, and I appreciated it. But by far, the performance that I was surprised by is Dove Cameron. Now, while she doesn't give anything outstanding in this film, she's fresh off of Disney Channel doing this show called Livin' Maddie. And, you know, most Disney actors don't really go on to anything besides Disney. Like, a lot of them don't. And just seeing her diverge from that, going into feature-length films, I really do think that she is a good actress. And she really does show her acting chops in this film. Samuel L. Jackson is, like, the leader of this survival ground. And he does a pretty good job. I mean, he's not in the movie a ton, but for what he's in, he's okay. But the worst performance is Jessica Alba. She plays the villain. She's not menacing at all. I mean, what more can I say? She's just not a good villain. And the film does have some clever dialogue. Notice how I stress some. While there are some clever jokes scattered here and there, I mean, there are a lot of jokes that are just really, really derivative and cliche and predictable. And just the writing overall is derivative, cliche, and predictable. And I mean, you know from the first scene of this movie, or the first second, you know what will happen in the end. And yeah, just kind of like, even the romance between Thomas Mann and Haley Steinfeld, which, by the way, Thomas Mann, he's been like everything lately. He's a charming guy. The romance, you could see where it's going, but I enjoyed it, but it's so predictable. Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem with this movie. And towards the last 20 minutes, the film does move at a snail's pace. But overall, Barely Lethal is a film that, while I didn't think it was bad in any way, I certainly will not watch it ever again. So in the end, I'm going to give Barely Lethal a 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of Barely Lethal. All my links will be in the description, as always. And until my next review, I'm Ren Mr. 401, and I will see you all later.